Yeah, it's basically nothing that you're doing in that. I'm sorry, my other video cut off because my alarm came on my phone and it went off. So this is like part two to page four. So yeah, if you put drugs in a vending machine, they're basically gonna sell themselves out. So you basically have nothing to do with that. That's no skills or whatsoever. Now you might think you're using skills by trying to outsmart the police and the feds and all this here kind of stuff. I mean, it is a thinking process, and it's too much for me. I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, you guys can take those skills that you learned from the street and turn them into something positive. That's if you are out there in the street, whatever you're doing. If you're selling candy bars, you can take it to a professional level. If you're selling drugs, you need to stop and invest your money in something else that you can sell, something that you like, something that other people like, and listen to the skills that I'm trying to teach you guys, and you can go a lot further in life. Now I know some of you thinking like, man, you got such great skills and everything. You telling us about all this kind of stuff. Why don't you have a refrigerator, TV, washer and dryer? Why are you washing your clothes by hand and eating ramen noodles and stuff every day? I mean, that is my situation right now. That's just what it is. And I'm showing you guys day for day how my situation is going to get better. I'm trying to show you guys and myself, and God, that I'm going to make it. I'm going to succeed. And this is the way that I'm going by doing it. I take all hate into consideration. So, if you don't like what I'm doing, still leave a comment, leave me your opinion, be a critic. I take all that into consideration. I take your negativity and I learn from it and I try to turn it around into a positive for me. Some of the negativity that you guys may say might make me think like, hey, they're right. This is wrong what I'm doing, or I am going the wrong way about doing this. And I mean, all advice, all criticism, I want all that. I want everything that you guys have to offer. I'm not asking you guys for any money, any donations, or anything like that. I'm just asking you guys to watch my video and learn something and apply it to your own life. And you can go a whole lot further, because that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I am doing. That's what I'm in the process of doing right now today. Even while I'm talking to you guys, I'm in the process of moving forward. And basically that's what it's all about. And that's what being personable is. What I'm doing with you guys right now, just sharing small pieces of your story and everything with everybody that you come in contact with. I mean, you never know who's gonna say, hey, I can help you out of your situation, or hey, if you do this, you can help yourself out of that certain situation, that bad situation that you're in. And that's kind of what being personable is. Now, what being personable means, what it can do for you, is it lets your customer know that you're human. Some of the things that you might be going through, like, you might wake up this morning, crank your car up or your truck, or, your vehicle to go to work, and it probably didn't start. And, you might tell your customer about this. Well, on the way over here, such and such and such, I was getting dressed for work, got in my car and everything, tried to crank it up, and my car wouldn't start, so I had to call AAA or blah, 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 blah. And they didn't probably went through the same thing, and they can relate to you. Getting personable with someone builds a common ground, a common interest in between the two of you, and that can help your sale go better. That can help everything better. So that's like the third part of a sales conversation. You have your intro, you have your body, and also you have being personable. The next two parts is your committal, and we'll get off into all that a little bit later, further on in the book, whatever. And the last part is your closing, which is, the second most important part of a sales conversation. The first part is your intro. The last part is your closing, and I'm going to teach you guys basically how to do that without pressure closing anyone. One thing that you don't want to do to your customer, even if they do buy something from you, you don't want them to feel bad after you've left. You don't want them to feel like they've been suckered into buying something. You don't want them to feel like they've been pressured into buying something. And especially if it's something they don't need, that they just bought basically to help you out, because your intro and your personable and all this really help them buy the merchandise or whatever from you. They just done it basically to help you get ahead and succeed, to get you to the next level in your life, to help get you to that next level. If they don't get you on that next level, that's a small portion that will help get you to your next level. That will help you put another foot in front of the other foot, the path that you're walking in life. And that's basically what Personable does for you. And I'm going to get off into a little bit more of that, as we go on. I'm just asking you guys to, follow, like, share, leave comments, leave criticism. I want you to be a critic. That's one of the most things that I ask you guys to do, is be a critic. Because when you guys be a critic, that helps me get better. And basically, we're going to do it. And situation, it keeps getting better every day. Just like I said yesterday, I went took a piss test. I feel good about it. I know I passed it. And as long as I keep doing the right things, the positive things, things are going to keep happening for me in my life. And things are going to keep happening for you guys in your life. Just for once, if you've never tried a higher power, my higher power is God. He does, to me, he doesn't have a color. He doesn't have a nationality. None of that. He's just a higher power of being. He doesn't have a body. He doesn't look a certain way. He's just a being that's all around us. Every element of nature is basically a fingerprint of God. If you guys, I like science. That was one of my favorite subjects in school. Reading and writing, science, and a little math until it got to the complicated stuff, the decimals, a little bit of the fractions and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, reading, writing, math, and science, that's one of my favorite things. And I guess God gave me the ability to like science because, science is basically a part of God. And I can't say not gonna mix the two, but because they are mixed. If you remember a long time ago in the Bible, when God created Adam and Eve, they talked directly to God. And once Eve, so say, bit the fruit, it doesn't say an apple nowhere in the Bible. So stop believing that Eve bit an apple, because it doesn't say that nowhere in the Bible. If you don't believe me, go back and reread it. But it does say the fruit, from the knowledge of the tree, the fruit from the tree of life and knowledge, or the fruit from the knowledge of tree and life, or something like that. But anyway, it was a fruit. It was not an apple. So moving forward, God spoke directly to Adam and Eve. Directly. They heard his voice. They didn't see his face or anything, or didn't see him, but they heard his voice. Nobody knew where the voice or anything come from. So, 9 times out of 10, you're going to look up and think it come from the sky. But it could have possibly came from anything surrounding them. No one said where it come from, if it came from up, down, left, or right, front or back. But they heard the voice. But anyway, point is, he spoke to them directly. Now, as you keep going farther and farther along in the Bible, as people started letting sin, come on the earth and come into their souls and in their bodies and everything, God started speaking to people indirectly. Basically his own personal voice started getting lower and lower and lower to them, and he started speaking to them through things like, on top of the mountain top, when the 2 stone tablets was made for the 10 commandments and everything. He spoke with Moses through the burning bush, and God even spoke to someone, using a donkey, a jackass, or an ass one time. Not a jackass, but an ass, a donkey one time. So as the more sin that comes into the world, that pushes us farther and farther away from God. So that means we know we're getting farther and farther. Our connection with God is basically losing bars, just like on a cell phone. The bars keep getting lower, 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 until we're not going to have any bars, and that's going to be the end. And when he does come back, it's really going to be too late to try to listen or hear anything that he's trying to say, because he's already going to be made his decision on what he's going to do and how he's going to do it. But anyway, we keep, distancing ourselves. The more sin that we do, that's, we're distancing ourselves away from God. And it makes it harder and harder and harder for us to hear his voice. And once we do right, we're going to start hearing that voice more louder, more clearer, and everything. I promise you, because I've heard it. Don't think I'm crazy or anything, because I'm not. I have common sense. I have all of my five senses and everything. Damn good sense. So thank God, I'm not bragging or pulling my own horn, tooting my own horn or anything, but He gave me the intelligence to do something great, and I know this, and that's what I'm doing basically right now. I'm following the path that He's, cut out for me. But anyway, as I was saying, we get farther and farther away from God by sinning. That's what pushes us farther and farther away from God. It's our sin, our thoughts, that's our bad thoughts that's in our hearts, our bad thoughts that we try to, that the devil, tries to conjure up in our minds. He knows that pushes us farther and farther away from God. So God communicates with us through things. You might be driving down the street and see a sign or something that, a homeless person has. You might see something, you might ask God a question like, God, am I doing the right thing? Should I stop this? Or, should I keep going with it? And I mean, God will speak to you like in ways like He might let you see some construction guys putting up a stop sign or putting up a lot of stop signs. Just basically like on Jim Carrey's movie. Shucks. I forgot the name of the movie, but Bruce Almighty. That's the name of the movie. Like on Bruce Almighty, when he was going down the street and asked God for a sign, and God let the sign, the truck, pull up in front of him with all those signs and everything on them. I mean, that's basically how God speaks to us right there. There's a truth in every joke, and that movie is a comedy, so basically it's a joke. It's a good movie, a damn good movie. But that's basically how, God speaks to us right now through not a third, fourth, fifth party, but like a 100th party or something because we've pushed ourselves away from Him through sin. So, in order to get closer to Him and hear His voice, you must start doing right. I don't have anything to do with your religion, but me, myself, I'm doing basically everything I can to get, in a closer contact and have a closer, better relationship and a communication with God. That's the first thing that I feel like we need with God. Yeah, that's the first thing I feel like. My camera keeps stopping. Right. Okay, that's the first thing I feel like we need with God is a I feel like that's the first thing we need with God is a proper communication. And once you gain that proper communication, once you gain that once you gain the my camera keeps stopping. No, that's the devil trying to stop me from telling you guys how to gain your communication with God. That ain't nothing but the devil. Yeah, that ain't nothing but the devil trying to stop me from telling you guys how to gain your communication with God. How to gain your communication with God. He's trying to stop me. But I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. We're not stopping. We're, we're not stopping. We're not stopping. Devil, get out the way. That the devil is coming at me through my phone. The devil is coming at me through my phone. Trying to stop you guys from hearing what I'm trying to say. Trying to stop you guys from hearing what I have to say. He's not going to stop us. So until next time, the only thing you guys have to do is pay attention and follow. Leave your comments, leave your criticism. I want all that. It costs you nothing to pay me attention. You guys have a great day.